When a product promises high-resolution playback, AI noise canceling, and vintage neckband styling, all under $40, it immediately raises both excitement and suspicion. The Moondrop Marigold comes in at $39.99 USD and claims to fuse nostalgia with modern audio tech. But can it really deliver? In this review, we'll break down every detail: drivers, DAC, noise performance, app tuning, comfort, and we'll see how it stacks up against other budget legends like the Belon BL03, KZ EDX, and CCA CRA. The Marigold is a USB-C neckband-style IEM featuring a 10mm dual-cavity dynamic driver, a brass acoustic chamber, and a beryllium-plated dome composite diaphragm. It supports built-in decoding up to 32-bit 384 kHz and includes AI-based noise reduction for voice clarity. Its standout feature is an interactive DSP system accessible via Moondrop's Link app, allowing users to tweak EQ, filter types, and frequency response visually. The impedance sits around 32 ohms, making it easy to drive from any USB-C port. In terms of build, the Marigold's design blends a modern USB-C interface with an old-school asymmetric neckband. The brass cavity housing gives it a sturdier, more premium feel than you'd expect for the price. The non-detachable cable may disappoint modders, but the comfort level is solid thanks to its lightweight design and ergonomic ear tips. During daily use, the fit feels secure, though the neckband can tug slightly when walking or moving quickly. Sound-wise, the Marigold targets Moondrop's VDSF neutral tuning philosophy, a balanced approach between clarity and warmth. The bass is tight and moderately extended, enough to give drums and low synths a defined presence but without overpowering the mids. It's not a basshead's dream, but it delivers more texture and control than the bloated low end found on many entry-level IEMs. The mid-range is the star here. Vocals are articulate, clean, and natural. Moondrop's tuning keeps female vocals clear without excessive sharpness, and instruments like guitars and strings feel present without being forward. Treble is smooth with just enough shimmer to keep cymbals lively. It's not an analytical set, but for its price, the resolution is impressive. Imaging is accurate, though the soundstage remains intimate, about what you'd expect from a closed IEM. The built-in DAC key is a big differentiator. Because it bypasses your phone's internal DAC, you get a cleaner, more consistent signal. When testing across Android and PC, there's a noticeable reduction in hiss and distortion compared to plugging standard IEMs into a 3.5mm dongle. High-res playback feels more controlled, particularly in the upper mids. The AI noise canceling here isn't full ANC. Rather, it's focused on improving microphone clarity. In testing, calls remained clear even in noisy environments, though wind noise still sneaks in at times. For music playback, there's no active background noise reduction. Isolation depends entirely on the ear tip seal. The Moondrop Link app elevates the Marigold above most budget competitors. You can modify the frequency curve with a parametric EQ, adjust Q factors, or even apply different digital filters that subtly change transients and tonal balance. The live visual feedback makes this process intuitive and addicting. You can save profiles for genres. For instance, one for EDM with a low-end boost and another for classical with gentle treble lift. There's even a community tuning library to share presets. That level of DSP control at under $40 is unheard of. In terms of strengths, the Marigold offers a clear advantage with its built-in DAC, balanced sound, and tuning flexibility. It's also one of the few options in its class that can legitimately deliver high-res playback over USB-C. The microphone quality is better than average for a wired IEM, and its voice AI helps in daily calls or meetings. On the downside, the lack of true ANC and non-detachable cable might deter those who prefer longevity and modular setups. Bass depth is good but not room-shaking, and if you crave sub-bass rumble, you might prefer the KZ EDX Pro or the QKZX HBB for their boosted lows. Let's compare it briefly with others. The KZ EDX is cheaper and has explosive bass, but it lacks DAC, DSP, and refinement. The Belon BL03 remains a classic for natural tonality, but it needs a good DAC to shine and doesn't have the modern plug-and-play convenience. The CCA CRA Plus has slightly brighter treble but risks fatigue on longer sessions. The Marigold lands in a sweet spot, more balanced than KZ, more plug-and-play than Belon, and more feature-rich than CCA. Its USB-C DAC makes it perfect for users who don't want to fuss with dongles or external amps. In real-world listening, it handles most genres gracefully. On pop and R&B tracks, bass lines stay tight and vocal layering remains clean. Rock and acoustic tracks have satisfying timbre, though the lack of deep sub-bass limits cinematic immersion. In jazz and classical, its tuning excels. Clarity and separation are remarkable for this price bracket. In a few high-energy electronic tracks, slight compression in dynamics is noticeable at high volumes, but distortion remains low overall. The soundstage isn't wide, but creates a clear, coherent center image that keeps music intimate rather than claustrophobic. The 10mm driver, paired with its internal brass cavity, gives it a resonance-free, slightly warm timbre, less plasticky than most in its class. For long sessions, comfort and listening fatigue remain well controlled. The upper mids are smooth enough to prevent harshness even after hours of playback. On phone calls, voices are natural and the microphone clarity is excellent, noticeably better than standard wired earbuds. Moondrop's AI-driven noise filtering indeed reduces background chatter, but doesn't silence loud environments. It just isolates voice better. Power consumption from the phone or laptop is minimal, and plug-and-play compatibility works across Android, Windows, macOS, and iPads with USB-C ports. In testing, there was no lag or desync during video playback. In terms of reliability, the cable feels sturdy, though the non-removable nature means it's a single point of failure product. However, given its affordable price, that's a forgivable compromise. Compared with Bluetooth options at similar prices, the Marigold easily wins in fidelity. There's no latency, compression artifacts, or codec issues. It delivers wired precision with the simplicity of modern connectivity. From a design standpoint, it's charmingly retro. This neckband layout is almost nostalgic, but Moondrop's color choices and subtle branding make it feel premium. The included leather pouch adds a nice touch. For those curious about the DAC, it's not a gimmick. It's a capable PCM decoder that maintains dynamics even in dense tracks. High-resolution files, 24-bit flex or lossless streams, show more layering and detail retrieval than you'd expect from sub-$50 sets. The Marigold scales decently with better sources too. Plugging it into a laptop with USB lossless playback further improves stage and texture. When testing it directly against something like the Truthear Hola, a similarly priced wired IEM, the Marigold's DAC advantage makes it sound more consistent across devices. The Hola might edge out slightly in depth, but it needs a clean source to shine. Another alternative, Truthear Zero, offers wider soundstage but less mid-range warmth. Marigold's tuning makes it more fun-neutral than cold or analytical. In this sub-$40 bracket, versatility matters more than perfection, and that's where the Marigold stands tall. It's a no-fuss device for casual listeners, students, commuters, and even entry-level creators who need solid audio and mic performance in one device. It doesn't aim to dethrone audiophile favorites, but rather democratize high-res sound with everyday convenience. In conclusion, the Moondrop Marigold isn't just another cheap wired headset. It's an experiment that largely succeeds. By integrating a high-res DAC, a responsive DSP system, and Moondrop's proven tuning into a single affordable product, it redefines what's possible under $40. The compromises, no full ANC, non-detachable cable, limited sub-bass, are minor in the context of its strengths. It's clear, flexible, and accessible. For casual music lovers or those tired of Bluetooth inconsistencies, this is one of the most complete entry-level IEMs you can buy right now. Verdict: for under $40, nothing matches its mix of clarity, flexibility, and build. The Moondrop Marigold is the rare product that lives up to its promise, a little nostalgic, a little futuristic, and genuinely musical. Call out. What's your favorite Moondrop IEM? Share in the comments, like and subscribe for more audio-related content.